I tried everything for 26 years to get rid of the psoriasis that was worsening on my hands, elbows, and forearms. Prescriptive topicals, restrictive elimination diets, gut cleansings, and behavioral therapy, stress relief practices. Everything worked a little, but nothing worked completely. Early last year, I tried one new thing and kept doing it every day, even through horrific long-term stress. Then one morning, 13 months later, near the spring equinox, I was dressing for the day and noticed with shock that 90% of the psoriasis on my body had disappeared overnight. 30 days later, it was gone almost completely. Why? I found the right guide and the right nourishment for my body. And I'm going to tell you who helped me and who can help you if you suffer any autoimmune skin condition. Psoriasis revealed itself to me in 1999 when I was 42 years old and the internet was still in its dial-up phase. The disturbance on me was a 1/4 inch itchy patch on my upper eyelid. The doctor said stress had turned on the gene in my body, and once the genie is released, it cannot go back into the bottle. The symptoms may go into remission, but it will never turn off. And I was told this one thing, that I was too stressed, and needed to start meditation classes. That was it, nothing else. I carried on for the next several years, believing that stress was the sole cause of my psoriasis. But was it really that bad? Everyone I knew was as stressed as me, if not more. To me, the only unstressed person was a corpse. I learned to live with it. Future Deborah here. After filming this vlog, I realized I had jumped straight into my story without giving you the context about this disease. And that's because I was trying to piece together this jigsaw puzzle one fragment at a time and in the dark. But you don't have to be in the dark just because I was. What I know now that newly diagnosed Deborah didn't is that this disease has 5 common and known triggers, not just one. None of my MDs nor my dermatologists ever told me this. So here are the other common stressors for psoriasis besides the stress. Diet and nutrition, becoming chronically dehydrated, alcohol, and the weather. Knowing all of these triggers now gives me the power to make informed choices for my skin going forward. I'll do a follow-up vlog diving deeper into each of these and how they showed up in my body. But for now, I'll return you back to the Deborah who was fumbling in the dark. As the condition worsened on me, new creams and oils were prescribed. I learned about and tried new restrictive diets and cleansings targeted toward clearing my skin. I expected my psoriasis to go away. What I got instead was the ability to start little by little understanding my body's language. In those early days, for instance, I discovered that eating bell peppers don't play nice with my skin. A day after eating them, my patches flared. The psoriasis kept growing. Fast forward to early last year. I was finally ready to try a systemic solution for my psoriasis, and my dermatologist suggested Otezla. I survived the first 2 days on this drug's harsh side effects. And on day 2 was heartened to see a huge reduction in the redness. By the next afternoon, I had had enough. 3 days after stopping those pills, an unwelcome surprise greeted me in the dressing room. The psoriasis had come back with a vengeance, not only in the places it had been for 25 years, but now under my armpits, down my back, on my ankles and knees. Bright red, angry, mad patches. My reaction was immediate and surprising. I apologized to my body. I spent the next month searching and studying for a natural remedy. I happened upon Dr. Kyle Loveless on YouTube. Loveless is a functional medicine doctor who had lived with psoriasis for 34 years. He had been free of it for 6 years when I started learning from him. Immediate trust. This was someone coming at this disease not only theoretically, but had personally lived with it and gotten over it. I never worked with him as a patient, but I took copious notes from his YouTube videos on the subject and scoured his comments section. I wanted to try all the remedies he suggested, but money's tight, so I decided I would invest in one thing, so it had to be good. I searched his comment section looking and cataloging the most recommended remedies from all the ones he said had worked. And over again, Remission received the most enthusiastic endorsements. So I called Dr. Lovelace's office for more information. They wanted me to set up an initial $400 functional evaluation, but I explained to them that a year prior, I had spent $1,500 working with a functional doctor and so was tapped out. Instead, I asked them, please, if they could just tell me the type and dosage of Remission that they used for their patients. And they did. And I'm so thankful and grateful to them. I've sent them a thank you note. Then I double checked the standard process Remission 1.2 on drugs.com and other sites for reviews, side effects, dosing, and if it interfered with anything or any conditions that I currently had. That research compared to the same research that I took on the pharmaceutical Otezla, the herbal remedy looked like a walk in the park. So once everything checked out, I ordered my first bottle from my chiropractor. That was on February 10th, 2024, exactly almost 1 month after my Otezla crash and burn. I took the herb daily as recommended and had 0 side effects during the entire 13 months before my remission. I wondered many times during those long months if it was actually working, because nothing on my skin really changed. Then my daughter's health took a turn. 6 months of hospitalizations and midnight emergency room visits, and I almost lost her. My already chronic stress bumped up even higher, and I restarted gaining my recently lost weight. I still kept taking the Remission though, twice a day, every day. And because of the extraordinary stress, I wasn't surprised that I saw no improvement in my psoriasis, because I was worrying so much about my daughter, advocating for her, witnessing her experience. Then one morning, a year later, in mid-March 2025, just earlier this year, I was dressing and happened to notice, I did a double take actually, because 90% of the psoriasis patches on my body were gone, just gone overnight. 1 month later, in mid-April this year, 99% of my psoriasis has hit the road. It's in remission. No more patches. 2 weeks later, around May 1st, I had my first panic attack in over a decade. And then another panic attack mid-May. Both had sent me to the ER, so I needed to see my primary care physician. I was scared in that I didn't want the psoriasis returning. After all, I had been told from day one that stress triggered my psoriasis, and I told all of this to my doctor. He still wanted me to start a pharmaceutical for anxiety, but after my Otezla experience, I knew better. Instead, I asked if he had visibility to Rehmannia glutinosa root 2 grams side effects. He got on his computer and boom, he had it up. He said heart palpitations, increasing fatigue, and high blood pressure. During my ER visits and at this doctor's follow-up appointment, my blood pressure was high. I soon connected the dots, not there in the office, but later, and he confirmed it. So I knew absolutely that my newly high blood pressure was a side effect of that herbal. So I stopped half dosing immediately. Rehmannia had done its job by giving my body back the nutrients that she needed in 13 months to remove the psoriasis from my skin. So with that good work done that Rehmannia had achieved, that same herbal that had helped me was starting to harm me, and my body communicated that. It made perfect sense to me based on my recent experience, and the relief I felt in my body was palpable. For the first time in my life, I was riding the wave of healing that my body created and not trying to force her to do something else faster or better. What I had learned from my body, what my body was teaching me these last 13 months was enough, and it was good, very, very good. I willingly gave up the self-appointed position as the boss of my body. She had taught me that I was not her savior or her master teacher, that she knew what she was about, but I was still stressed, yet my skin no longer showed the psoriasis. So I began to wonder if stress had been the thing that brought on this disease in me. Why was it suddenly gone, yet I was under more stress than I had ever been in my life? For 25 years, I tried to de-stress to fix this. And then during 13 months of the worst stress of my life, I was giving my body what she actually needed. A little herb, and it seems that herb, that nutrient, is exactly what she needed to heal, to put the skin issue into remission. The psoriasis has been gone now for 9 months, yet my mind is still constantly tapping its foot, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And recently it did. I just came off a 14-day blistering marathon of advocating for my daughter and filing 2 formal complaints with regulatory agencies. Not in my comfort zone at all. I had to learn legal aid on the fly while still managing everything at home and keeping up with my channel's commitments, which are my body's commitments. And yet, the psoriasis remains clear, almost 9 months after it vanished. So what good did learning to de-stress for 2 decades achieve? And was stress really the cause of my psoriasis in the first place? Here's what I understand. Yes and no. Growing stress played a major part in activating the gene, but it wasn't the only thing. My autoimmune system was missing a key ingredient, Rehmannia. But none of my medical practitioners ever looked, or they didn't know to look beyond the obvious. I'm the one who had to get curious and keep poking around. The stress reduction work mattered enormously. It softened the ground in my nervous system so that when the missing piece finally arrived, my body wasn't too overwhelmed to respond to it and to transform. Healing is not a single switch. It's layers. Every bit of calm that I was able to carve out made space for the change my skin actually needed. And that condition that had shadowed me for decades, the burning, the itching, announcing itself before I ever could, finally softened and slipped into remission. Future Deborah here again. Dr. Kyle Loveless says that there is no one way to remission because every body requires something different. And he's helped thousands of people with psoriasis, eczema, and other autoimmune conditions over the last 16 years. Whereas my body responded well to Rehmannia, yours may respond to something else entirely, B12. Or B12 in combination with another herb, or with a specific diet. This is epigenetics in action. You have genes for all kinds of things. Psoriasis, diabetes, heart disease, red hair. But having the gene doesn't mean it has to express itself. The environment you create inside your body through stress levels, hydration, nutrition, diet, sleep, movement, that tells your genes whether to turn on or off. So if you're ready to partner with your body and to find your body's missing piece, start where I did with Dr. Kyle Loveless, an experienced professional and someone who overcame his own autoimmune disease. He's been psoriasis free for the last 7 years now. His YouTube channel is packed with practical guidance for figuring out what your body truly needs. The link to his channel is in the description below. If you're suffering from psoriasis or any autoimmune skin condition and isolating because of it, I want you to know there's hope. There are good solutions out there, but as I've demonstrated, you have to hunt for them. Maybe by contributing to a community that shares what's worked and what's not worked, more and more of us can find relief. Back to the vlog. It's December 9th when this video drops, so we're in full holiday swing at the moment. The fun and the frenzy. So this week's Butterfly Dare, I'm here to help you tune in when life gets tough. When flutters in your body grow louder, no judgment, no shame. Just notice. And maybe offer a small thank you to those signals. They are the only way your body has to ask to be met with care and partnership. As you saw from my skin clearing journey, it wobbled and weaved just the way a butterfly flies. It wasn't a straight path. And yet in time, this year, when she finally got enough of what she needed, something shifted. Next week, I'm showing you what I'm actually eating this holiday season. Real food, real life with this slowly but surely transforming body. Dr. Loveless's YouTube channel link is in the description below, as well as the Neighborhood Watch tip sheet for your nervous system. Those are your two best tools for starting your own autoimmune transformation. Until then, for you and your body, your oldest and dearest friend, may you find the missing piece she's been asking for.